Hello, today we're going to make a pair of baggy pants and I'm going to show you the tools and the properties you can use to bring out details in these pants. Now we can create a sort of a high waistband. So we're going to select our rectangular tool and we're going to do something like this. Now, so we've created like 1/4. Now we're going to start with the pen tool, creating the pants. We're going to draft the pants. So we can do something like this. We can here start in the middle. Go ahead here. We can go like that. And we can go even up to here because we want these pants to have a cuff. We do like this. And then we're going to get our points. Let's add a point. So right here near the crotch here and right up here. So we take our edit pattern tool. We're going to lift this point like that. And then we can, with the edit curve tool, we can curve this in like this. We can do a thing like that. Curve this some more. Okay. Let's shape these pants a little better. With the edit pattern tool selected, here we can just delete the point and we can just with the always with the edit pattern tool selected, we can sort of bring this out here. It looks flare, but it's not going to be flare. It's going to be baggy because I'm going to put a cuff down here too. At this, yes, we can just delete this point. Another thing we can do is already, if we decided we want this baggy, is we can just start adding flare. Let's just make sure this is okay. So what we can do is get up to our fullness point and we can just, we can add a flare, I would say a little bit here, push it toward there, and we can add some flare here also. Okay, here it is right here. You can do like that, a thing like that. And if you're satisfied for now, because we're going to be doing symmetric patterns, and we can just select the edit pattern tool and just delete these points here. Here we can just start doing a segment sewing. Okay. Now here with our select tool, we can select this, right click, and we can do a symmetric pattern with seam. In the 3D window, we line everything up. And here we can just right click and copy and paste or Control C, Control V. Send these patterns to the back. Right click and then we can just flip them horizontally. And now we can begin segment sewing. Sort of fix things in place here so that we have less confusion when we simulate. Let's select this and push this to the, maybe more to the middle like this. We can right click on the avatar and we can just hide the avatar if we feel like sewing in the 3D window. So we select our segment sewing tool and we just begin. So we sew this one to this one. Okay, this to this. These two. Okay, this to this. Okay, this to this one. Okay, and then we do the same here. Let's see. And this to this. Let's everything sewn up so we can just right click in the 2D window and just show all avatars. You know what avatar comes back, we can just begin. We can strengthen the we can strengthen this in the meanwhile, so maybe you'll have less collisions when you simulate. Simulate. Okay, simulate, see what happens. So we do have to sew up these parts here. Sometimes if you want to check to see if things are okay, you just go to your 3D window. And what you do is you click on the pattern with the select move selected. You click on the pattern, right click, and you want to hide the pattern in the 3D window. So so you can understand here, for example, is it too tight? You can simulate, see what's going on. It's just maybe just right. So maybe it's not that tight. So I'm just gonna undo Control Z to bring back that pattern piece. Or you right click and it will be written in the dialog box, show patterns in 3D window. We're gonna draw the cuff. Now, because we have to sew, you can draw it in one piece and then free sew it, or you can do it in two separate pieces. I'm gonna do it into two separate pieces. Here, when we decrease our particle distance, it's gonna look there, even more details are gonna come out. So we can already try to do that. Let's do, we select these and we, let's see, okay. Then we hit simulate and already, oh, no, okay, let's go again. So we're going to put a 10 as particle distance. Okay, we select the pieces over here in the property editor, 10, simulate. And here already you see you have more detail. You can also go down to 5 for particle distance. Another thing you can do is you can use the shrinkage ratio warp and the shrinkage ratio weft. So you can also play around with that. So we're going to play around with that. Not only this, you can also use the pressure. Let's go to the pressure first because we can just get some more details out, but I'm just going to show you. So what we can do is this is all puffed up, and if you wanted even more details like more creases, puckering, we can just put a negative number instead of blowing it all the way up some more, which is what you can do if you want that detail. I'll just do some negative numbers. So we can put like 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have -5, -5 here. We simulate and you see the way it all starts falling in. Okay, here's what. Let's do this. I have to make sure that this is all selected though. Selected, okay, pressure. We said we want -5 for all the pattern pieces. And you simulate and here, okay. Because first they weren't really selected, not all at least, just one. So here you have, if you think this is too much and it's like creasing on it, too many creases like, you can just put another value, for example. Let's go here, let's put it here. Okay, here it is, pressure. We can go to not 6, but I would say 3. Simulate. Okay. So maybe 3. I don't know. Looks a little bit. Okay, let's leave it at 3 for there now. Now let's go check out the shrinkage, weft, and warp. So here, let's experiment now, okay? With the weft and warp. Let's go to the weft and we can just increase the value by 120. Okay, so when we increase the value by 120, you see how look at the way it falls. And you may like this, the way it just falls like that. Let's work together with the warp and see what we can do here. Let's lower the amounts here. No, let's put no, okay, 90. Simulate. Okay, which it gets shorter. Okay, it's shorter now. So let's change it. Let's put 110. See what happens. Okay. Of course, in the previous chapters, I've explained everything about the weft and the warp. It's like the direction in which these threads run. Here, I think I would, let's see, shrink warp. We can put that to about, let's see, 110. 110. I think it's okay. Let's go again with the shrinkage weft, see what happens here. Let's do 130. See how we like it. Okay. Oh, pops up a lot. It's a lot of volume here. At this point, we can even turn down the particle distance. You could go it down to 5. But I think I prefer it let's see, 120. I think that's 20. It's better. Maybe. Yeah, it's like this. Now, another thing you can do for the fabric, oh, I think we had only selected a couple of pieces. Because remember, you have to select your pattern pieces. You have to apply these properties to your pattern pieces. Make sure they're all selected. Another thing we can do is, depending on the type of fabric we want here, I'll add a fabric here just to show you. Select on the fabric, select the fabric that is, click on it. And we can go down here and we could sort of manipulate all these other properties that I had spoken to you about in previous lessons. For example, we can just, at this point, choose the pattern pieces and turn down the particle distance to 5. So here we do. Instead of 10, we put 5 and we simulate. Okay, and if you notice in the 3D window that yes, the more details are coming out. This is it for our baggy pants. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.